welcome back everybody to What a Player This Salak Cup Kiska series. We had double header Saturday today. We had Delhi Capitals versus Mumbai Indians, heavyweight game, and then a Chennai Super Kings versus Rajasthan Royals, which just got concluded. And guess what? Both Mumbai Indians and Chennai Super Kings got handed a drubbing loss. Rajasthan Royals properly hammered and chased down a 180 plus score, which nobody imagined. And then Mumbai Indians surprisingly below par score and try to defend that with shoddy fielding versus DC. But having said that, DC and Chennai Super Kings are sitting pretty on the top of the table qualified. So we have Purul Mori, who is a Rajasthan Royals fan, very, very happy today, finally. And then Mithun Ramesh, who's slightly probably nervous, thinking about RCB games upcoming and where do they stand. So let's talk about today's games. Purwal, firstly, congratulations. Real congratulations. Hope you're feeling great.
Thank you, Suman. So, I hope after a long time the Saturday was interesting and both of the match were very interesting and I could not leave my seat. That's what I said. And because the first match was also the last moment match and it was a nail biting finish until Ashwin hit that six. And the second match was blasting. Ruturaj Gaikwad out of outstanding, completely outstanding, and Jadeja also providing equal support at end. And Yashasvi Jaiswal and Shivam Dude heads off, to play. Even the batting track was the track was pretty flat, but coming and chasing such a huge total of 190 under pressure, they showed a lot of guts. So really happy. Saturday went really well.
Suman, you're on mute.
Saturday also went really well for people who stocked up because today is a dry day, Bapu Jayanti. So hopefully people have stocked up. But Purva, you make a good point that today's games were slightly competitive, and especially the second game, 80 plus, felt like a real IPL game where somebody scored a century, 8 plus runs in an over, and then youngsters chasing down. Feels good. So, Mithun, how do you feel going into tomorrow where RCB is going to coming in? RCB is going to come in. Um, what are your thoughts? Is the table getting interesting?
Oh yes, the table is getting interesting with today's result. Rajasthan winning the match. Now it's the fourth place is open for all the four teams. So KKR, Mumbai, Punjab, and Rajasthan are fighting for the fourth place. Rajasthan are slightly behind, but they would wish other results go their way, and they can qualify with 14 points also. It's difficult, but they're keeping their hopes alive. They'll be watching tomorrow's game against Punjab and RCB's match very closely because they would wish that RCB wins and makes it difficult for Punjab from there on. Yeah. So I'm hoping that we win tomorrow and qualify without any hiccups into the next round at least at third place. But I still have hope that we can be finishing top two. Yeah.
Excellent. And Purval, you will particularly be happy because your team won against MSD, who's playing 200th game as captain. And fans of MS Dhoni, we all know in our group how the fans are. So, any message for Ajay PK, who is a big fan of MSD today after Rajasthan Royals won?
So I would just like to ask, ask him that he should be focusing on the upcoming match, the RCB versus the mini RCB, and focus on his team's effort and not look at the rest of the team on the table.
Okay, excellent. All right.
Don't forget that Dhoni is the only captain who has won more than 100 games for his franchisee in IPL, and he has many trophies to prove that he is one of the best captains that India has ever had. Yeah.
Indeed, indeed. So, from captaincy to youngsters, what a show today on both games, youngsters. What do you think? Future of India, bench strength is only developing. Thoughts there?
Yes, definitely, Suman. If you could see what IPL has given to Indian cricket is tremendous. But I was just talking to my wife some time back and saying that SSV Jaiswal has not even played good competitive domestic cricket, but he's in a position where he could face Hazelwood, a top international bowler bowling at him, and he's playing him so easily as if he's playing any domestic bowler. So that is the advantage and the platform what IPL has given to Indian cricket, where all your youngsters are ready by the time they reach the international circuit. Uh, they are all prepared. So that is the great thing about IPL. Yeah.
Okay. And Purval,
And
what do you?
see again, if you have seen the movie Dangal, it is there is one famous dialogue that the half of the game is to be won mentally outside the stadium only. And these people, when they go through the IPL, they become mentally so strong that wherever they make a debut or they open up, or even after resting or dropping, they come back, they are all mentally ready and they are ready to pick up wonderful knock. And the best example is Yashasvi Jaiswal or Shivam Dubey. He was not picked up so far, and the comeback game was wonderful. He was knocking everybody out of the park.
Okay. Yeah, absolutely. Outside the stadium, there are deserts and camels, is what JP highlights. Yesterday, Syed pointed out that CSK should have a bad game before the playoff. I think that was a good call, Syed. But Mithun, what does this mean to the points table? And also, let's talk about the pinch hitter number 3, Suresh Raina from CSK.
So definitely this is not something CSK will worry, because batting has come really good for them today again. But the only thing which will worry them is that they're heavily depending on the openers, because number 3 and number 4 Raidu and Raina are completely out of form, and that is something will be something which they'll be worried about going into the playoffs, because one bad game for the openers in the playoffs, they will be struggling, because both your number 3 and number 4 haven't scored much runs. So that will be a worry. But at same time, with Bravo and Deepak Char missing it out this game, so they lack the bowling depth.
Yeah,
Once they are
definitely.
back, no, once they are back, I think they'll have better strength in their bowling. But let's see. Hope they're going to lose this year. Yeah.
Yeah. And Tony pointed out saying 250 wouldn't have been enough with this kind of a bowling performance. Clearly, he was not happy.
Mhm.
But yeah, I mean, they would rather take a bad game now than the playoff. They still have 2 chances. If they finish top 2, they have option to do that. Uh, did I think literally Sanjay Dubey is reading my mind. CSK composition is meant for slower wickets or spinning wickets, and if it is a high scoring game, are CSK vulnerable? What do you think, Purval?
See, it's just as Dhoni said, it's just a game and it has come at the right time. It has come as an eye opener, and they have performed very well on all the pitches, all kind of pitches. So no point that they are only going to play on slow tracks. You never know which pitch is gonna come. So these are all questions not concerning as of now for CSK. It's just one bad game, and they need to look at positive and move ahead. That's all I'd say.
Okay. And Purval, there are a couple of questions coming through. One, Syed says, why is Purval wearing yellow? Is he a CSK fan? And then Ajay asks, we are confused. Who does Purval Modi support? He's wearing yellow. Any thoughts?
I was wearing this T-shirt from morning, so nothing else so specific. And whom I'm supporting, I have always supported good cricket, and especially the youngsters like Jaiswal, Dubey, or Avesh Khan, Gaikwad coming up. So that lightens up my day, and I can at least feel that the India's having a good bench strength and good teams coming for the World Cup. So that makes me more happy. And I have obviously specially believed earlier and told everywhere that it's IPL is just a franchisee cricket and it should be taken only for entertainment purpose.
Good piece
And
of advice.
when it comes for India, then you can see or show your true passion or true colors. But IPL is just a franchisee cricket and it should be taken for entertainment purpose purely.
Yeah. And let's talk about the game one. Mumbai Indians versus Delhi Capitals. Delhi Capitals are sitting pretty. I think they are coming together nicely. What's going wrong with Mumbai? Rohit Sharma seems in awful form. Mithun and Johnny Paul, understandably, is worried about talent form. So, any thoughts there?
So from Mumbai point of view, they'll be worried because they are in a must-win games now, going into if they have to ever think about qualifying to the next round. But unfortunately, their middle order is completely out of form. Especially they heavily rely on Hardik Pandya and Karen Pollard or Kurnal Pandya to come good for them in middle order. But unfortunately, everybody are out of form, and that is putting a lot of pressure on Rohit Sharma now at the top. So I don't think this year they will qualify, looking at their current situation and the mindset in which each player is going in. But from Indian team point of view, I don't think we need to worry because Rohit Sharma in any given day will come good because it will be entirely different team compensation when they go into Indian team, and you'll have all the backups available. So with that, I'm not worried about the World Cup. Yeah.
Yeah. And Purval, your thoughts? Looks like Vishak feels the middle order is not clicking for Mumbai Indians. What is going wrong for them?
So exactly. So middle order. Let me like Sky. Sky had almost scored a single digit except today. Ishan Kishan, he's been dropped from the team. Hardik Pandya, nobody knows what is the mystery going around with his injury. Will he be bowling or not? That is again a question. And Krunal Pandya and Kiran Pollard, they are again very out. They are too much out of the form. So the problem is for rest of the team, at least one person or one player is coming and taking an ownership. But over here, the problem is from all the top six or top seven batsmen are failing to score. So that's the biggest problem which Mumbai is going through.
Okay. And Mithun, true colors of Vishak supporting Mumbai coming out. Clearly, he feels that they're making top four, whereas he tells us that he's supporting RCB. It's story of our IPL fans. No problem with that. Talking about Delhi Capitals, Shreyas Iyer's innings. I heard Ian Bishop talking about it. I think the pitch was not easy. He playing. I know it is. It shows run a ball on the scorecard, but context of the pitch and context of the game, high quality innings, Mithun. Shreyas.
Definitely, definitely. You could see every other batsman struggled to score. Not even they couldn't even score that run a ball innings. But it's his innings today was commendable. This shows that he is maturing as a cricketer, and that these are good signs for Indian cricket future. And
Mm.
he's all set to come back to the Indian team now. And the way he built his innings and carried along and made sure that others revolve around him and play that crucial knock. And not to forget how Ashwin finished it off for them. So he's again showing that he can not only bowl, he can also bat. Yeah.
Yeah, and there are a lot of fans of Ashwin wanting me to talk about how good is he. I mean, I don't know about T20 and Ashwin's fitment, but Krunal Pandya bowling, I mean, I would expect Ishan Sharma to get a last ball six. Nothing special from Ashwin's performance. But he was supporting Shreyas Iyer. I think good partnership. Do you think Ashwin will make it to the India playing level? Both Purval and Mithun, I'm interested to hear your thoughts on T20.
So for me, Ashwin is a very smart cricketer. I think he has a very good brain as a cricketer. So he's able to adapt to situation very quickly. So that is his strength, and I'll definitely would back him to play a major role in the World Cup because of his uncanny knack of picking wickets with his carom balls and his cutters. He changes that bowling style very easily. So that will be a advantage for us, and looking forward to see him bowling alongside Varun Chakravarti. Yeah, it will be a good, fascinating contest. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And there is
So
another topic. Go ahead.
So I would differ a little bit, with Ashwin. No doubt, Ashwin is very brainy cricketer, but we already have somebody at Jadeja, like Jadeja. Then we have somebody like Akshar Patel, Varun Chakravarti, and Akshar Patel as well as Jadeja. They have also proved their pretty metal. So I would like to have Ashwin, but the thing is, how many spinners we are going to play in 11. So that would be a tough question on the selection part until unless anybody is injured. I doubt Ashwin will get an opportunity to get fit in playing 11.
Yeah, I'd agree with Purval. Unless somebody is out injured, unlikely that he'll make the first playing 11 because Axar Patel is there on a left arm spinner as well. One other topic which is making rounds, and I saw on social media, I didn't see the video. And Purval, I think you were watching the game live. The altercation between Ashwin, Dinesh Karthik, and Owen Morgan. And Sanjay Dubey wants to know what's happening with that and what is the spirit of the game. So talk us through what exactly happened there.
So Ashwin and Pant were batting, and there was a throw which came. Ashwin was running opposite side at the bowler's end. He was not facing his face, he was not seeing at the batsman end. And Rishabh Pant, the ball hit Rishabh Pant's bat and went for overthrow. Ashwin didn't knew that because his was facing opposite direction. He pushed Rishabh Pant to take an extra run, and they took an extra run. And eventually, when next time, Team Saudi came on bowling, Ashwin hit him and he got out. And there was a altercation between Team Saudi and Ashwin regarding the extra run which they had taken. And then Ian Morgan came in picture. There was between a bit of argument between them, and then Dinesh Karthik came, tried to calm everybody down and separate out things. So that's exactly happened. I would not blame Ashwin in this particular case because, come on, Ian Morgan won the World Cup because of an extra run which hit Stokes' bat and went for four. So the person should not be talking about that particular point. Obviously, spirit of cricket and the passion everybody follows over there. So it was just small issue, heated out at the moment, and it should be completely forgot and move on. Everybody should be moving on with that.
Great point.
Good point.
Great point. And Ravi, he saved the CSK versus RR game until you joined in. Great timing.
Okay.
How do you summarize CSK's game today?
I'm happy it came right now, not in the finals or in any other playoff or United match. I'm sure because RR wanted this win more than what CSK wanted this victory. So all the more you can see the intention from RR batsmen, especially from Dubey and Jaiswal, because that's how they chase this innings also. I mean, it happens. The law of averages will definitely catch out for any team. I'm happy that it happened now and not later. Yeah.
And word on Ruturaj Gaikwad's consistency. I mean, how good a player he's turning out.
Before this IPL started, if you had asked me whether I would have retained Ruturaj Gaikwad in the retention, I would have said no. But I think that guy is in top list after Jadeja. What I mean, there's no slog. It's proper cricketing shots, inside out boundaries. I mean, even the 638, it's like proper cricket shots. Except for the 638 for 100, I think every single shot was proper cricketing shots, no slogs. And one thing that he proved everybody, you don't need to have muscle power like your Pollard or Chris Gale or Hardik Pandya to 8 sixes. You just need proper timing and proper technique. And that guy has a great technique of defense. If any batsman has great technique of defense, that means that batsman can play any format. And he showed that.
Yeah, absolutely. And any chance Mumbai will make it to the playoff at all, Ravi? What is your thought?
Okay, as a CSK fan, I don't like Mumbai to come to playoffs, but that team knows how to do this. I would be surprised if they don't make it, but that team knows how to do it, Suman, because they have done it so many times. They have won a lot of IPLs by qualifying at the last minute, similar to what CSK has done before. They know
Yeah.
if they don't do it, I don't think so anyone deserves to.
Absolutely. And were you surprised, happy, or not sure when Jadeja was hitting that last over and not rotating strike?
No, I was happy because the entire team is thinking about the score and not about individual performance.
Yeah.
That shows how the team is built and what the team thinks about the particular match and particular situation. We could have made Ruturaj scored the century and not scored 18 runs extra, 15 runs extra. I think 15 runs extra is much more bigger than Ruturaj getting a century. You can after 5 years, 191 is going to be make much more bigger impact than just Ruturaj century is what I feel.
Yeah.
I'm happy that CSK thinks like that.
And I have a suggestion for CSK. You can put Ruturaj in the auction and retain MS Dhoni, and Sunrisers will go buy Ruturaj to open the innings because that's where the need of the hour is. So let Ruturaj go and don't retain him.
Suman, whatever I'm going to say, it might hurt you. Two things. CSK, CSK will not retain Dhoni because Dhoni is going to be a mentor next year, and CSK are not Sunrisers Hyderabad to leave players like that. So.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Excellent. So, from tomorrow's games perspective, what are we expecting? Let's take a look at the points table before we go to tomorrow, because that's where I think we have some concerns about some teams sitting pretty. RCB has one game in hand, so there you are. Chennai Super Kings sitting with 18 points with 2 games in hand, or do they have 13 games or 14 games? How many are
14.
teams?
14.
So they can have the score go up to 22 points if they win the rest of the two. Delhi Capitals have two more. They have opportunity to go to 22. Royal Challengers have a game in hand and still on 14. So I think even if they lose one of the next 3 games, I think RCB still are sitting pretty. Is that fair?
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah. And the run rate is the only concern which they need to keep an eye. Now let's talk about 4 teams who played 12 games each and are on 10 points. And the only team who will be smiling right now is KKR because their plus run rate. And even if they win 2 more games, I think they are looking at qualification along with RCB, DC, and Chennai Super Kings.
Yeah. I think tomorrow, I think Punjab RCB match will knock out Punjab out of this contest, right? Yeah, most probably. Yeah, I think Punjab will be out of this contest if Punjab loses to RCB,
Yep.
and if Punjab wins against RCB, then it becomes much more interesting for. No, then it becomes much must-win match for KKR the next match against SRH. Yeah, I think the first game will play a huge role in how KKR is going to take the game tomorrow.
Purval, any predictions about the top four? Top two are confirmed. Who will be the third and fourth?
I still feel that Mumbai is going to be left out. Again, I was saying on live video in front of Ravi. RCB is going to make it to top four, and for the fourth slot, I am expecting KKR to come in.
Okay.
Well, this is CSK, not Mumbai Indians.
You
I do
said
support Mumbai Indians.
RCB is. I said on live video RCB is above Mumbai Indian, and you laughed at me.
So tomorrow you will be wearing RCB jersey, I would expect, Purval, if you're coming for the show.
Of course, yes.
Excellent. Great news. And Sunrisers will be there to spoil a couple of parties. Listen, I think the Saturday was well planned up for IPL. Tomorrow, hopefully, we will have another high scoring game. Though it is disappointing, Mumbai and CSK lost. I think the pitches are coming along. Hopefully, World Cup T20 is not as low scoring as IPL Phase 2 has been. Anything above 160, the games will come through. But Ravi, Purval, and Mithun, thanks for joining in. Really, really appreciate it. And hard luck for Chennai Super Kings fans. Hard luck for Mumbai Indian fans. Tomorrow we'll have another double header. Please do like the video and drop us a comment of whatever you're thinking that we should cover. And see you tomorrow. And hopefully you guys stay safe and happy Gandhi Jayanti, everyone.
Thanks, Suman. Happy Saturday.
Thank you, Suma.
Bye.
Yeah.